This is John Stewart, Green Lantern of Sector 2814, and you are listening to Geek Talk.
This is Professor Charles Xavier. There are more powerful mutants out there, but they're listening to Geek Talk.
What's up, everybody? It's Brad Hawkins, Ryan Steele from VR Troopers. We are VR, and you're tuned in to Geek Talk.
This is Dr. Egghead. How am I supposed to conquer the world and build the Eggman Empire if they're always listening to Geek Talk? Hedgehog!
This is the Didact. Humanity's imprisonment is a kindness, but not while listening to Geek Talk.
This is Ryu from Wreck-It Ralph, and you're listening to Geek Talk.
Hadouken!
This is Marek Ishtar. Let the shadow game begin. You're listening to Geek Talk.
This is Juno Eclipse. I've got a bad feeling about this, but you're listening to Geek Talk.
This is Commodore Don Krieg of One Piece. Don't ever defy me. Listen to Geek Talk. That is an order.
This is Lion-O, and you're listening to Geek Talk. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Ho!
Hey, it's James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm Master Plo Koon, and I sense the Force is strong with Geek Talk. Master Plo, do you talk geek? Kotoya, Obi-Wan. Kotoya. Oh, Kotoya indeed. Now, if anybody else can figure out what he's talking about, let's listen to Geek Talk.
Today, I have with me Robert Axelrod, who actually did the voice of Lord Zedd. How are we doing today, Robert?
I'm fine, thanks.
That's pretty cool. So, how many times you probably get asked a ton of times to how was it like to be in the bad guy?
Oh well, I like being the bad guy. It's a necessary part of the show, and I like being a factor in the show. I was a real factor there. I wasn't just window dressing.
Right.
So, Lord Zedd was really important in the show, so I like it that way.
Yeah, and you actually, when you first got the part of, say, Lord Zedd in Power Rangers, did they tell you what kind of a character he was, or?
No, not really. It was just a matter of discovery. The character description was pretty thorough, based on the dialogue he had at the audition. It was pretty clear that he was going to be the bad guy. I didn't know that he was going to stick around that long. The bad guys usually stuck around for, maybe 6 episodes or something like that. But the character was so popular that they kept him around.
Yeah, he was actually in most of the second season and then into even the movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was actually pretty cool. He was actually one of my favorite villains on the Power Rangers series.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, it was actually, and you've done other animations and stuff too in your career.
Oh, sure. Of course.
What's it?
I also did another voice on the Power Rangers. I originally, I started off doing the role of Finster.
Oh, that's right.
Did you know that? Yeah. That was the first role I had. And then when Lord Zedd came about, I auditioned for that, and I got Lord Zedd. So I was doing 2 voices for several years.
So did you ever get to actually watch the TV shows, or?
Oh, sure. I would tune in every so often when I was home. Sure.
That's pretty cool. You've also done work in Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
As Microchip.
Yeah.
And I ask this of all my interviews because it's Geek Talk, and we like to is superheroes. You grew up with them. I grew up with them.
Mm-hmm.
Which would have to be your favorite?
My favorite role?
Whether it's your favorite role that you'd want to do, or that you say even superheroes you grew up with.
Oh, Well, the favorite role, of course, it would have to be Lord Zedd, but after Lord Zedd, because that's the one I did the longest.
Right.
And had the most say in. I liked Finster, too, on the show. I liked quite a few characters. I liked doing Nuvar on Transformers. That was fun. And I like them all.
Right.
I don't have a particular favorite beyond Lord Zedd.
Right. I'm, like, say, for superheroes, like, say, Superman, Batman, did you get in any of those?
Which superhero do I like the most?
Yeah.
Well, the Power Rangers, of course.
Gotta love them, huh?
Boys and girls, yeah.
Yeah, that's always pretty cool. And you actually did work in Digimon.
Yes.
Whoa.
I was on the Armadillomon and Wizardmon.
Yeah, what was it like to do the voices to those characters?
Well, it was a job like any other job.
Right.
It was a lot of fun, and that's about it.
Yeah. So what's been your favorite part of doing voiceover?
Doing the work, the actual work, and the whole creative process is a lot of fun. You know, I used to write. I wrote for the Power Rangers the first 2 years. I was one of the writers.
Oh, you were actually part of the writing, too.
Yeah, yeah. I wrote the some of the dialogue that was said by the Japanese characters.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'd get a translation and I'd have to fashion it into something sensible and something fun to say and something that lip synced.
Yeah, that's actually really cool that you get to write.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you actually did...
So that was neat.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun to do.
Yeah, I got writer's credit for a couple of years. And then when Lord Zedd came about, I was too busy doing Lord Zedd to continue writing. So I passed it on.
Right, and you as a writer, you also have done some... Actually wrote, like, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
What's been part of the fun of writing?
Well, writing is a pretty grueling process. In fact, I do a panel about it at the conventions that I do, the ins and outs of anime writing. It's very grueling. It's a lot of it's fun after you finish it, but it's a lot of work. You have to get the translation. You get the videotape of the project. You get the translation, which is usually fairly useless. But at least it tells you what's going on, more or less. And you take it line by line, and you've got to fashion the line so it fits the mouth movements, plus holds the plot together, and it's entertaining.
Right, that's actually pretty cool.
So you have all those challenges to meet when you're writing. If it's something funny, you've got to write jokes. But it has to lip sync and fit the picture.
Right, and that's usually kind of the trick to doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and you actually had a part in some of the, should I say, some of the greatest animes I can think of. One of them being Robotech.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I wrote for Robotech. And,
you even did a voice in Robotech.
Oh,
as
sure,
Rico.
I did a voice in Robotech. I played Rico, one of the Centrati spies.
Yeah, I haven't watched much for Robotech. I haven't had the money to really get it, so.
Yeah.
But it's actually been, for me, I like to talk about animes and stuff like that, so.
Yeah.
And what's it been like I mean, you've done anime, you've done other kind of stuff. I mean, which would you prefer? Do you like live action or just animation better?
I like it all. It depends what I'm doing. I also just finished a stage play, and I love working on the stage. So it's all fun.
Well, that's pretty
no matter
cool.
what I'm doing, you know. I love working on camera.
Right. So
That's when they use all of me, voice and body.
Yep.
But doing voiceover is a lot of fun. You don't have to worry about getting into costume and getting into makeup, and you just go in and sit in the booth and fire away and use your voice to create the character. And so it's all of them have different needs, but it's all acting. It's all creative fun, and so I don't have any favorites.
right. So basically, as far as novels go, have you done any writing in the last year or so?
Novels?
Whether it be novels or any, like, say...
Oh, I don't write novels. Oh, can you hang on a second?
Yep.
I'm getting a call.
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I love those calls.
All right. Next question. Sorry about that. Once in a while I get a business call, even though it's New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah. And for Transformers, did you get your ideas of how to do the voice from, like, say, the original Transformers, or?
No, I just came up with the voice based on the character,
Yeah.
And Luvar was sort of a mischievous guy, so I gave him a mischievous type voice.
Yeah.
And but he knew his business. He knew his stuff.
Well, that's always a good thing when they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then you actually also had a part on, I call this kind of based off of novelist, Little Women, where you did Father.
Oh yeah, Little Women was a series we did. We did 52 episodes. I wrote many of the episodes, and I played the father who comes back in the last 2 episodes. He returns.
Oh, dang!
So I wrote the last episode, and I started crying. It was so touching. While I'm writing there, I'm sitting there with tears in my eyes. It's funny.
Hey, it's
the only time I was moved by my own writing.
Hey, that's always a good thing when you're moved by your writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I might have to touch up on that and watch it.
Yeah.
I always love those stories that actually can put a tear in your eye.
Yeah.
So.
The little one was about, the 3 sisters and the mother. They're waiting for the father to come home from the Civil War.
Right.
He's an officer in the Civil War, and he finally comes home in the last 2 episodes.
Right.
So, it's very touching.
And you actually did some voiceover in Aesop's Fables.
Oh, yeah.
As the hare.
Yeah.
That actually would have been a fun character.
We did that, I believe, at Saban. That was one of the early things we did at Saban Entertainment, before Power Rangers ever came to be.
Right.
Well, I worked at Saban for 9 years before the Power Rangers came down the pipe.
Oh, that's
so
that's different.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was one of their stable of actors. When Power Rangers came by, they just naturally went to their favorites, their stable of actors, to cast the bad guys.
That's actually pretty cool that they actually picked.
So so that was good.
So you actually were. How long have you still do work for Saban then?
No, they're not doing any kind of cartoon work anymore.
They got a new Power Rangers movie. Have they actually?
Yeah, well, I haven't heard anything about it besides it's going to be done. But everybody's waiting to see what's what's going to come out of it.
Yeah, they actually... Hopefully they bring in Lord Zedd and have you do the voice. There we go.
I'm hoping for that, but you never know.
Hey.
Show business is it's a fickle business.
Yeah, well, it's like life. Take what you can get, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's pretty cool that you actually did work for that for so long.
Yeah.
And I notice you still do keep in touch with some of the Rangers and stuff that acted out.
Oh, yeah, I see them at conventions, sure.
So, yeah.
I see Johnny Young Bosch. I see him pretty often. I see Jason David Frank and Yost and Walter and Ashley, Town Ashley.
Yep.
I see her pretty often and I ran into Austin St. John has started to do the convention, so I see them pretty often. I'll probably be seeing them. I'm going to Chicago. I might see them in Chicago. I'm going to Chicago tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Collision Con, yeah.
Chicago's a little bit out of my price range at the moment.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I live in South Dakota, so...
Oh, okay.
Kind of one of those things. The closest convention is actually in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Usually, so...
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's pretty cool that you get...
in Minneapolis, I know.
Yeah, one of these days I'll have to see if you're going to be in Minneapolis.
Yeah, there's Anime Minneapolis, and there's another one in Minneapolis. I forget which.
I know there's the Comic-Con there.
Yeah.
The Minneapolis Comic-Con. Otherwise, yeah, there's anime. So, yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on that. And so basically, I talk about Star Wars a lot too on my show. You probably watch Star Wars from way back.
Yeah.
And stuff. And you actually also actually had a part in Family Matters.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you actually did a Paul McCartney impersonation.
Paul McCartney lookalike. It was a joke, because I looked nothing like Paul McCartney. But that was a joke.
That's always a good thing to have a joke in something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool that you actually got to do that. So.
Yeah.
And.
Yeah, that was one of the many sitcom appearances that I made in my career.
Yeah, that's really cool. Then you actually were part of Michael Jackson's music video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was Stranger in Moscow. I was one of the stars of that video, yeah. That was a nice project.
Yeah, what was it like to work with Michael on the stuff?
I never got to work with him.
You never did?
All this stuff in front of a green screen.
Oh, you just sat in front of a green screen and he just...
Well, that's what he was doing, sitting in front of the green screen. So,
well, that would have been cool to actually meet him when...
Yeah, it would have been nice.
So.
But he only works with his dancers.
Right.
And,
so
I actually didn't have any scenes with him as it was written, so there was no necessity to work with him.
Right. And that's pretty cool that you got...
I would have liked to have met him.
Yeah, from what I heard, he was actually a very friendly guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, so as far as you've done Grimm's fairy tale classics, out of all the Grimm fairy tales, you've probably heard quite a few of them over the years. What would you have be your favorite one to...
Oh, God, I don't remember them. I like the Tortoise and the Hare is probably my favorite.
That's actually a pretty good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that was that's actually pretty cool that the Tortoise and the Hare was a good one. So, and then for Robotech, what was it like what kind of... I haven't, like I said, I haven't really watched it very much because it's not really produced on TV. Is for...
Right.
What kind of character was Rico?
Well, he was one of the Zentradi spies, the three spies, and they were sort of the Three Stooges comic relief of the show. So they were in there for comic relief.
That's always a pretty good thing to do comedy.
So that was fun, yeah.
So when you go prepare for, say, like any voiceover or anything, what do you do to prepare your voice for it?
Well, what I do is I bring an MP3 recorder to the audition. You know, it's a little tiny recorder and a set of earphones. And what I'll do is I'll get the material in advance, and I'll record it and see how it sounds, and I'll tweak it and work on the voice quality to see if it sounds good to me. Then I'll do it over and over again. This is in the 15, 20 minutes before I sign in to do the audition, and I work it and I play it back and do it again and again till I'm satisfied with what I hear on my MP3 recorder.
Okay, so basically you kind of exercise your voice to what you like, so...
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, I do a dry run. So once I'm at the audition in front of the microphone, it's not brand new to me. I've worked it. So,
kind of like me in a way. I always tell people, I do a voice of Yoda, and people are like, how do you do that? It's like, well, naturally my voice gets that way. I mean, I go, strong in the Force it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I myself am kind of like that. I just kind of look at it, and if I like what I hear, that's what it goes with.
That's what you go with. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Because I know a lot of people, I've been told they drink tea or something to warm up their voice or something, but...
Oh, yeah, you can do that, sure.
So, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. What kind of a show was Space Pirate Captain Harlock? Because you did a voice as Dr. Zero.
Captain Harlock was, it was anime. It was an anime cartoon series, Captain Harlock. And, it was a sci-fi.
Oh, it was kind of a sci-fi anime?
Yeah, sci-fi anime adventure. Yeah.
That's pretty cool that they actually had you doing that.
Yeah.
So, so out of anime, and for Power Rangers, do you hope to do any more for Power Rangers then, or?
Well, I hope so. It's a matter of whether they ask me, whether the Lord Zedd is in the movie.
Right.
The old episodes are selling very well on Netflix and Amazon and stuff. There's a new Lord Zedd toy that's out that's going like hotcakes.
Ooh,
so
I might have to look into that.
Hope that it comes in a sort of triangular package. It's a Lord Zedd doll, and that's selling like hotcakes. So I would hope that they would take that as an indicator that the character is very popular, and they should include him in the movie. But we'll see.
Yeah, that would actually be something.
They might want to do something totally new. You never know.
Right, and to me, do you have like say, I know back in the day when Lord Zedd first came out, is like the Pogs of Lord Zedd?
No, I don't have those.
Or any of the figures or anything like that?
I have the toys. Yeah, I have the figures. Well, I have 3 Lord Zedd toys.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
4. Yeah, I got them displayed around my living room.
Yeah, I myself.
In the packages.
Oh,
and
nice.
Fans give me packages.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And basically,
Yeah,
you've done a lot of conventions over the years.
Oh, yeah.
And that's probably one of those things that to go into those conventions, you probably are sitting there. I know for a fact that I've heard, like, say, Brad Hawkins told me that he didn't think that, like, say, VR Troopers, he didn't think those, they didn't think that it was going to actually pick up the way it did.
Yeah.
So, that's actually pretty cool that you get to meet the fans and everything else.
Yeah. I really enjoy it.
So, and how long have you been doing the conventions?
I did my first one in 2008.
Oh, 2008? So,
yeah.
about, I'd say,
So
6 years?
7 years now.
7 years.
7 years.
That's pretty cool that you've been doing it for that long.
Yeah.
Especially since Power Rangers has been going up for 20 years now.
Oh, 21 years, yeah.
21 years going on.
Yeah.
So, what did you ever get to be at least see the 20-year battle the last battle that they had on the last Power Rangers?
Oh. Yeah.
With Jason David Frank at all?
Yeah.
I thought it was actually pretty cool that they actually had all the costumes that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's too bad they couldn't have brought Lord Zedd back, though, for that
true.
final battle.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so for Lord Zedd or Finster even, what was it like to do Finster? I mean, I think he was kind of a bumbling character.
No, he wasn't bumbling.
Or somewhat.
No, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. He was a genius.
Scientist. He made all the monsters.
Right. He was actually a genius in my book.
And the putties, yeah. He made all the monsters and he made all the new putties.
That's pretty cool that he...
Yeah.
So, and you got to do that from the beginning of the...
Yeah, yeah. He was the first character I did, and I continued doing him while I was doing Lord Zedd.
Yeah, that's really cool that you got to...
that I was talking to myself in.
Hey, sometimes you got to do that, right?
Yeah, yep.
So
what we do in the studio is I go in, and if I had both voices to do, I'd do all the Finster first, from beginning to end, and then I'd go back to the beginning and do Lord Zedd from beginning to end.
Well, that's really cool that they had you do it that way.
Yeah.
Save you time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, that's actually pretty cool that you've been doing it for so long and that you've got the chance to do Lord Zedd. I mean, so, alrighty. Well, thanks for coming and visiting with me today, Rob.
Okay.
It was actually fun.
Yes.
And I'll make sure...
when is this going to air?
I'm probably going to play it tonight for the New Year's.
Oh, great.
So, yes. You can listen to it on Mixler.com/1138.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to... It's been real fun to talk to you today.
Yeah, let's do it again.
That sounds great. We'll set up a date sometime, and probably even have you come
sometime over the summer.
That works. We'll take a look to
how the year's going.
Yeah, we'll see how the year's going, and I might actually do a Power Rangers panel on YouTube.
Oh.
To where I might actually take and do a Google Hangout.
Have a conference call.
Have a kind of a conference call.
Great.
So,
great.
And get have other people with me and do kind of a talk that way.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, I look forward to it. So.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, you have a good one, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
You too.
I'm getting another call, so I gotta go.
All right. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.